Ooh, what's up guys, Chris here, or MightyFurtado, bringing you some Diablo 3 open beta gameplay. Well, I guess you could say open beta, since I did record this on the open beta stress test weekend. And in this gameplay, we're actually playing as the Demon Hunter, which is probably my favorite class of the Diablo 3 game. Over here I'm just actually fixing my options, just double checking them, and I actually do cut to another part of the video because while I was recording this, it actually cut into two parts, and I just had to fix the shadow quality to high to see how good it'd be running. So it did get split into two parts, so obviously you guys won't really notice it, but for me I did. I know. But yeah, so I'm bringing some Diablo 3 gameplay, and this is actually the Demon Hunter playthrough, which I'm going to do. This is actually going to be my only playthrough, or beta playthrough, of the Diablo 3 game. I'll tell you guys in a couple seconds what I'm going to be doing. So, I'm playing as a Demon Hunter, which is obviously the equivalent to a Archer or Hunter in World of Warcraft. There are also four other classes, which I will tell you guys. There's the Barbarian, which is equivalent to either a Warrior, I guess you could say Paladin as well, but it's not really a Paladin because Paladin was in Diablo 2 Lords of Destruction expansion. You have a sorcerer, which is kind of like a mage. You have a monk, which is kind of like a monk. The witch doctor, which is kind of like a, I'd say, shaman, or a, what's the other one? A warlock, kind of like those characters. I'm just comparing them. I know they're not really real, but you know, obviously the barbarian is kind of like a warrior. And then you have your demon hunter, which is kind of like a hunter or a archer in any MMO or RPG type of game. Now right here, I'm just obliterating all the enemies that are just spawning, trying to almost level up, which I don't, sadly. And Demon Hunter is probably one of my favorite classes of the entire game. I have played with all of them, but I have yet to complete a full playthrough of each of the characters, which is kind of sad because I've actually been in the Diablo 3 closed beta for quite some time. I've actually been in the beta since probably January, maybe even later than that. I'm not too sure, I don't remember. And I'm loving the game so far. The game's truly amazing. Gameplay is fine. Graphics are truly outstanding in this game. Voice acting is superb. It's truly really amazing. But what I'm actually going to do is actually, you guys are going to see a full playthrough of Diablo 3 beta. I'm going to do a full playthrough when the game comes out with a couple buddies of mine. I'm not too sure if they're going to be a part of it throughout the whole campaign, but they might be. And I actually got to level 2 right here, which is really cool, and I actually killed those stupid little zombies that turned the humans into zombies. But now I unlock a new skill, which is, I don't know what it's called because I can't really see it because I'm actually recording this, or I'm actually recording the commentary, post-commentary. This isn't live commentary, so I'm actually recording it post-commentary, and I can't really see it from the Sony Vegas window. But from what I see right now, what I can tell you guys, what that skill is basically you throw a dagger at the enemy, and it does more damage than your regular attack. And I actually have to go back inside to go into Leah's room. I think that's what her name is. Leah, it's Leah, I think, because I can't really see what the characters say, and I pick up her book, her diary. Yes, I know I'm snooping around. I guess you can call me Snooper, but I'm reading her diary, and yeah. So, what I was going to say is actually, I was actually going to do a full playthrough of each character, but then that was pushing it way too much, and I don't think my voice could take it for all the commentary I would be doing in each of those gameplays. So what I'm actually going to do is probably in the coming days is that I'm going to do a full playthrough of each character. I'm going to record everything from start to end, but I'm not going to upload it. I'm going to take the best parts of it, of each character. So probably the next character I'm going to do is probably the Barbarian, and then what I'm going to do is record it from start to finish, and then I'm going to edit all those parts and get the best parts of each of those characters. So obviously I'm going to do the Barbarian first. I'm going to get all the best parts of it, and then I'm going to make kind of like a first impressions video of that class, because I've yet to play as, I played as all the characters, but I've yet to complete the playthrough for each of them, so I haven't yet to see all their skills and what they can do. So I'm going to do a first impressions video of that. I know it's probably going to take me around maybe 10 hours to complete all 5 of them. Well, maybe 8 hours since I'm already doing the Demon Hunter, and I'm actually almost done recording or doing the full playthrough of the Demon Hunter. I'm actually just doing this post commentary so you guys can take a look at Diablo 3 gameplay as of right now, and I'm giving you guys my first impressions of each character. So if you guys are kind of like an RPG fan and you're not too sure if you want to get this game, because I know a lot of people were kind of upset because of the direction that Diablo 3 was going, because a lot of people got upset because of the graphics that kind of look more brighter than Diablo 2, and I don't really see that big of a difference between it, and I actually think this might be a bit darker game than Diablo 2. Main reason is because I have played Diablo 2 and I have played Diablo 2, the expansion Lords of Destruction, and I played it. Obviously, if you compare them both graphically wise, Diablo 2 and Diablo Lords of Destruction was, released back in 2001, 2002, and those games, obviously, the graphics, were the best for its year, best for its time. But if you compare it now to Diablo 3 graphics, these graphics are really fucking amazing. And obviously, as time goes on, the graphics change, and the equipment that they used to create the game changes, and obviously the upgrades and stuff like that. And I gotta burp, and I didn't burp real loud, so it is what it is, and I'm really liking the game so far. I think it's a really cool game. Playing as the Demon Hunter is obviously probably one of my favorite classes of the game. Actually, later on in the gameplay, you guys will see what I mean, because when I progress through the game, you actually get to see the different kind of items that you can actually accumulate over the course of the game. Later in the game, you actually see me use a cool bow. I know it's obviously not the best bow and arrow or the best weapon, but the weapon that I have, I think it does 8.4 damage per second, and there is the boost that actually fires faster of 4% or 2.5%, and it actually hits an enemy for an electrical shot. So whenever you fire the arrow at an enemy, it electrocutes them, doing more damage than the 8.4, and then your firing speed is obviously more faster. Now, in this game, I'm actually going to talk about the enemies for a couple seconds. There are about 3 different enemies that you see as of right now. You got your big jelly zombies or undead, which are actually obviously basically normal than the regular ones, but obviously they're a bit bigger, and they actually do have a second form, which they cut in half from their torso, and they are able to crawl and surprisingly attack you, but you can easily kill them in one hit. In this gameplay, and they're actually in this part right now, I'm actually going underground into a cave. Now, I don't believe I saw this in Diablo 2 when I played it. I actually started playing Diablo 2 a couple months ago to kind of get ready for Diablo 3. And I don't believe there ever was under cave. I think there was, but I obviously don't remember. And I really like this. The graphics in this is fucking amazing. The water quality, the cave, the vines, the enemies, just how the rocks are formed. It's truly amazing. And I really like the atmosphere in this game. Obviously I can't wait for it to release in a couple of days. I think 20 something days. It releases on May 15th, and it's gonna be a truly amazing game, and I just can't wait to play it. But anyways, let's continue on with the Demon Hunter. I'm actually progressing through this cave, picking up this gold, and I actually really like a part of this. The reason I like this is because it's kind of like a farming area. Obviously, you can go down here to farm the enemies and gain XP for your character, and you can also probably find items if you're lucky as well. Also, you can find gold, but for me, I never really use gold to buy like items in the shop. Usually, I just get lucky with items that I usually pick up from enemies that I killed, or treasure chests or barrels. I usually get lucky like that. So mainly the reason I use gold in like RPGs is probably either to repair my gear, or probably to buy potions or whatever items that I need. And these are actually new enemies. These are young quill fiends. These are kind of like hood rats, or they look like rats. And yeah, so I'm just looting random bodies as I go and just progressing through the area. I'm not trying to rush into the main quest and actually have to kill the Witch Queen in the old ruins, as well as get the bonus, which is kill 2 Witch Mothers, and actually kill 2 of them already. And that's actually another enemy. Basically, it's kind of like equivalent to an undead, but it's obviously the woman version, and I think they have more health than the regular undead. So we're gonna keep progressing up. I'm actually just checking out my. Actually, this is actually a new primary skill that I actually unlocked. It's just called the Dragon Shot. It's basically whenever you fire the skill, it basically tangles one enemy to another, so they can't really move as quick as they could, which is kind of like, you know, it's not really a skill that I would use. I'd rather use one of my primary skills, which is just firing the regular arrow, and then my secondary one, which is where you right click on the mouse, you could fire you can throw the knife, which is the one I have. And then later on in the game, I actually unlocked another one, which is actually really cool because I fucking love using this. It's basically a rapid fire, so you hold it and you just keep shooting bows and arrows quickly. And you wonder, how the fuck can this guy reload all of those arrows so quickly? And it's just, you know, obviously it's just using your imagination and playing the game. You shouldn't really be focusing on, oh, how does he do this, how does he do that? And I killed them all. I killed the witch mothers, and I'm picking up all these items here. I actually get a equip. This is the bow that I got. It's not the best bow that I get, but obviously it does more damage. Obviously, as you guys can see right here, it does 7 damage, and then the regular crossbow that I had only 3 damage. So this is actually the new skill that I'm using. I'm not liking it too much. I'm like, this is pretty gay. So I kind of do want to switch out. I do switch out to the regular primary skill, which just shoots the enemy. I think, yeah, the hunting arrow. Now I'm actually progressing here. I'm just trying to find the different areas. I'm just looking around, trying to see if I can find any new weapons or new items. Now, one thing I do want to talk about, playing as a demon hunter is probably one of the easiest and probably one of the most best classes in the game. Now, the reason I say this is because, as you guys saw a couple seconds there ago, and I reached a checkpoint, as you guys saw there a couple seconds ago, when you shoot an arrow, it has a chance not to only hit the enemy. It really depends where you shoot the arrow. It doesn't really have the chance to hit one enemy. It can hit the second enemy, so it can go through one, go through the other, and maybe go through the third if you're lucky. And when I'm actually exploring into the underground, there's another really cool thing, is that if you also get lucky, you can actually hit it off the wall and then attack a bunch of enemies, which is really cool. So I do really like playing as a demon hunter. And another thing I do want to talk about, this is actually an elite character that I killed easily, and that is actually the witched queen in the old something. Now I'm actually still progressing here, killing these enemies. I should have actually explored longer, but I didn't. I actually had to go back to the ruin and teleport back into the town and talk to Lee again, or Lei, and kill. I think it was Lee that I had to talk to, or was it the captain? I think it was the captain I had to talk to. Yeah, it was the captain I had to talk to because I was doing that quest. But as I was saying, is that you guys saw a couple seconds ago there was a pop-up that said 10 kills, 50 XP, or whatever it was. Now that's actually really cool. It's kind of like a combo system in Diablo 3. So if you kill like more than 10 enemies at once without dropping like more than 2 seconds or 3 seconds, you can actually get XP for it, so you actually get rewarded for doing combos. And I really like this. So let's say if you get like 50 combo on a 50 enemy kill combo, you probably get like, I'd say 500 XP or something like that. And that actually goes towards, it actually does help you a lot for leveling up. So we're actually almost done this gameplay. I'm actually doing the last quest for this gameplay. I'm actually selling the remaining items that I don't need. And we're doing the last quest where we actually have to go to the old church. So we're actually going to the old ruins, and there's actually, once we open this gate, she opens it for us. We actually have to make our way to the old church, which I actually cut off there, and you guys will see for the next part. But we're actually exploring her uncle's old cabin. We actually have to find the uncle's old cabin. So we're just exploring here, picking up dead villagers' bodies and looting them, and hopefully trying to get some good equipment, which we don't, sadly. So as you can see here, look at that texture of the waterfall, or the lake. At Adria's hut, which is actually her mother. Obviously, I don't want to spoil it too much, but if you guys played the beta, then you guys would know. So we're going down here, the hidden cellar, which Adria was what her name, and Adria was her mother, and her mother, the town used to say that her mother was a witch. So obviously, it goes back to her and makes it kind of look bad, because back in the days, people didn't like witches because they all thought, oh, all crazy stuff. And yeah, so I'm picking up all these items, and actually pick up another magic item I think I equip right now, and it is actually the sash, and that goes around your waist. I think that's the first magical item I actually picked up, and I think the bonus was it gave me 4% increase, or yeah, 4% increase of finding magical items, or 2% increase of finding magical items. And she's here talking about how she found the remaining her mother's old hideout, and so she's gonna explore and try to find information regarding her mother. And I'm actually gonna go out of the hut right now and go to the old church to actually find her uncle. I believe her uncle, because her dad left her when she was young, because I believe he was in the army as well, and then he ended up dying by the time she actually moved to the new town. So I think it was something like that, something similar. I know her dad was part of the kind of like the army there, and then he ended up dying or something. And then her mother, I think her mother might be still alive, but she ended up like kind of escaping the town, so they don't know where she is. And this is the old Tristram Road. And I'm actually almost, oh, more gold for me. And as you can see here, there's a dead body just hanging from a tree branch. That proves how crazy this game's gonna be. So yeah, we're pressing to the old cathedral church now, which is actually where I cut off, so I can start saying my goodbyes, guys. And I know I'll be back for part 2. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the gameplay of Diablo 3. I will be bringing some more Demon Hunter gameplay as we progress. I'm obviously just checking around now to see if there are any items. But, you know, I hope you guys do enjoy the gameplay. I will be bringing the full playthrough of the Demon Hunter, but I will be bringing other gameplay from the Barbarian, the Witch Doctor, the Monk, and the Sorcerer later on the coming week. So hopefully you guys do enjoy this Diablo 3 and expect some more Diablo 3 gameplay when it releases in a couple days, May 15th, 2012. But anyways, guys, I'll see you later. Peace out.